Hello everyone, and welcome back to the 100th episode of Hermitcraft Season 7. Yeah, welcome back to that 100th episode, you know, because the last one was the 100th episode, and the one before that. Just realised how what I said made no sense, but you know what I'm saying, right? Episode 100 of Season 7. You know, every season of Hermitcraft, we have hit 100 episodes, right? But this season, what we're going to do is a world tour. I'm actually not one for doing world tours when we hit like a landmark episode. I tend to do them towards the end of the season, if I do them at all. And this time though, I wanted to make a change. I wanted to fly around, check out other hermit spaces and let you know what I thought about it. So today is an opportunity to see what some of the other hermits have been up to. Like Corrales over here, with this utterly ridiculously sized building, taking things to the next level as always. Corrales is actually going to be one of the ones that we don't really tour because he's my direct neighbor. We do a lot with Corrales and we've seen... Wow, he's even decorated the inside here. That's amazing. Yes, we have seen much of Corrales' base over this season, so we're going to shine a light on the places that we don't get to see very often. I'm going to try to go to every other hermit's base and do a little bit of a tour, do a little bit of, you know, what do I think of it, my impressions and all that sort of stuff. But first of all, I have a quick announcement. The latest recap episode of Season 7 is up on my second channel, and also over there, the Season 6 recap series has begun. If you want to relive the old series, or if you never saw Season 6 and you want to get a feel for what it was like, then that is taking place on my second channel, so be sure to head over there and of course subscribe. Let's see them. Let's see those particle effects. You know, I never take advantage of this. Got the soul speed on the boots. Not really seeing the particles pop up, right? There they are. That's the way to see them. Anyway, we're starting off our tours with the hermit who lives furthest away, and that is Mr. XP Crafted. I think I've been here to his base about one time earlier on in the season, and when I walked through here, accidental click, just, you know, world tour, also going to grief the hermit spaces apparently. Yikes, I'll get some bone meal and fix that. When I walked into this space, this totally freaked me out. I thought it was like some sort of bug or glitch, but it's actually just concrete. I don't know, for some reason I thought of lava. Also, random shulker box. See, look, I'm not a griefer, okay? I've repaired the damage that I've created. It would appear that there are several portals around here, and I'm not sure which one goes to where. There's also several lots of hoglins hanging around. So here it is, yo. I found my way to the Overworld, and straight away a remarkable view. Looks like we got some elevators to get up and down between various floors, and immediately I'm swimming. And there's guardians in here. Well, the first thing that I wanted to do here was actually fly out, because look at this. XP's found some sort of like amplified terrain area with floating islands, and then built a part of his base into that floating island, and then down below there is a city unfolding that looks incredible. There's just stuff going on all over the place here. And I found a tunnel. I gotta say, I really like this road design. This is actually a great material to use to create roads, right? It has a bit more texture than the grey concrete we're used to. Also, that tunnel design is fantastic. And paying attention to the details here, I think this is like a post-apocalypse style city, where there's like broken roads and things that are run down and trees growing in the side of buildings. There's a lot of story behind all of this that has been built, right? I am mostly ignorant to what that story is, though. And XP's also done a load of building over here. This looks like the PvP arena that some of the hermits have been playing in. And there's a whole other city over there. And, you know, I could spend all day flying around a hermit space, pointing out all the cool stuff. But this video can't go on forever, so we're going to jump over to our next spot. I didn't know where this next hermit's base was, and I had to refer to this map made by Junior Jedi. They posted it on the Hermitcraft Reddit. This actually is really, really accurate, and the one base that I didn't know of is TFC's, and unfortunately, TFC has had very little time to play on the server this season, so he hasn't done so much, but it's a classic TFC base. I want to show you what he's been doing down underground. Look at this. This is what TFC does. Branch mines like no one's business, looking for those diamonds. I mean, TFC just loves it, and it cracks me up because This kind of looks identical to last season, right? This little corridor right here reminds me of his Season 6 base, which we played some shenanigans at, doing some pranks and whatnot, and yeah, it just cracks me up to see this again. And apart from his branch mine, I kind of actually don't really know where anything else is in TFC's base. I'm sure he's got a whole bunch of redstone contraptions hidden away behind the walls in various places. So I am completely clueless to where any of TFC's stuff is. Like I said, he hasn't had much time to play this season. A lot of IRL things going on for TFC. It's been a rough time, but he's been soldiering on. And I wanted to fly up here and figure out what this is. Some sort of farm storage system up in the sky, or just a general storage system. Anyways, I kind of wanted to order this with going to the hermits that we had seen the least of this season, but since we're in the area, we'll fly past Tango's base, which is absolutely extraordinary. Just want to put the spotlight on it here for a moment. I love what he's done. The unifying of a theme and a concept for creating mob farms, absolutely fantastic. Knocking it out of the park. There is so much cool stuff going on in this area, right? Like the iron farm that the Ravagers kill, all of the iron golems. Oh, it's a real treat. Speaking of which, what you doing, buddy? Just hanging out on the outside. You're not supposed to be out here. Okay, I'm going to take care of this fella. Looks like he's taken a lot of damage already. This guy's taking like a lot of hits, even though he looks like he's already taken a lot of damage. Come on and die already, buddy. There we go. There we go. Speaking of roads, another great way to do roads without concrete. This is wall and concrete powder. And the honey, I approve of the honey. I could hear a lot of groaning in Tango's base. Seems like he's got an accidental zombie farm in here as well. This is obviously not good. I'll have to let him know what's going on here. But anyway, Tango has many towers, many projects. I approve of towers. This one, though, I don't quite know what it's for, but inside of here, yeah, little bit of an uncomfortable sight, right? But then I'm thinking, no one's probably killed more wandering traders than me this season, right? So also nearby is Full Symmetry's base. I love how you can approach a base and you can kind of see how a concept has been brought together with some recurring building ideas and then big structures that tie everything together. And this is just like a wonderful execution of having a plan and making it all work. And I believe False is actually at a point now where her base is considered finished. And as you fly down here, there is just all sorts of like, let's do it because we can. I'm in a boat going up a water stream like that. It is terrific. And so down here there is this really interesting kind of cyber industrial theme going on, and it's brilliant. I really approve. This is actually in a way a little bit similar to my own base, I think. I've got this kind of toyish industrial build vibe going on, and this isn't really like toy-like, but it's kind of similar. Either way, I love this. It's absolutely brilliant. Another thing that's great about doing a world tour is that everyone's close together, and I was going to do things in a totally different order. Hey, do you know what just happened? My wings broke. And luckily for me, I've got a fresh pair backed up here ready to go. So I was going to do things in a particular order, but my plan is just all out of whack now. I have no idea who built this, but it looks really great. Actually, I think it was Hypno. I remember him doing something with birchwood as the border, which I thought was unusual, but if you like zoom out here, this island looks absolutely fantastic. The detail put into it is really great. And I love having Hypno with us this season. It's been a long time since Hypno has played some vanilla Minecraft with us. Of course, he is known for his modded Minecraft. And so this is the Trident farm, which we used earlier in the season to get a bunch of Tridents. And then, of course, immediately after I built my own Drowned farm and then never used it because I never needed to. And then this is his Broadwalk area over here. It's really cool to see someone like Hypno challenge himself with building because it's not normally the kind of thing he focuses on. But everything that he's doing here is really fascinating. And look at how slick and clean this villager trading hall is. Now, you might like a little bit more detail in your builds, but if you want everything to be clean, like this is a really great block palette going on right here. Like everything fits together wonderfully. Look at them all looking down at the same time. Oh. Oh, Minecraft villagers, right? They're so derpy. So, following the coast down from Hypno's area, which is now out of sight behind me, we should find the armor stand master herself, Zombie Cleo's base. And wow, what great timing! Oh my goodness me! I think I was last here very early in... Oh, look at that. That's wonderful. That's going to be part of the thumbnail right there. I was last here very early in the season, and this place has progressed a lot since then. Oh, I love this ice cream cone all melting on the ground. The rainbow, though, that's spectacular. See? Details. Sprinkles. Tiny little sprinkles for the ice cream. Oh, we got a Vindicator serving you up a scoop over here. This is so cool. Also, more honey, you know. What is this? Is it a bee farm? Probably not. It's just a pretty looking build. And as you know, I certainly approve. And over the back here, it kind of looks like there are plans for something big, like a layout. And there was some redstone going on. Wait a minute, that looks like decked out. Is there going to be another decked out? Or is this just a little memorial over here? And then there is, well, there's more redstone. That looks like a mini game, but there's also this over here, an arena, possibly. Oh, I remember this. Jeez, I can't remember what happened here, but it's just bringing flashbacks to watching older episodes of Hermitcraft. I'm sure that I'm going to get like a million comments about all these things that I don't know about. Feel free to tell me. I will be reading. You know, I watched the Hermitcraft recap. I watched the other Hermits, but, you know, it's hard to remember everything, right? Now, this next base, let me tell you something. You literally can't miss it. You just cannot miss the enormity of this pyramid. Look at this view, my friends. Look at this view. Wow. There are even some smaller pyramids down here, and then there's that, you know, just hanging out over there. This is just wonderful. The idea of just having like a mega structure, like built from the beginning, and then spending your season filling it up with stuff is great. One of the things that I love about how Cubfan plays is how he uses texture and color really bold and ambitiously. As we look around here, there's a lot of contrast in color, but it comes together so well, and that is a common theme throughout his base. Also, the scale is just phenomenal. This kind of building, just because it looks good, I absolutely love that. And over here, this area is just kind of like derpy and adorable. Just a bunch of villagers taking naps. I was looking for the way to get up there. Ah, you can see it now. The ceiling is kind of dark in some places, right? The entire thing is made out of lapis blocks. Okay, I've come to the wrong one. Up we go. Oh, bam. Oh, I was expecting to find a floor of lapis, but no. Is that just for the ceiling then? Ah. There you go, look at that. An entire floor of lapis. That is just some serious grind right there. Serious grind. Treasure rooms, enter if you dare. I want to see this one open up. Look at that. That is some redstone right there. And I can't even see redstone. Look, it's just slime and honey blocks. Wow, this is very cool. Oh! Oh! It was a trap! The one on this side was a trap. That's just hilarious. That is hilarious. I could spend a lot of time in Cub's base alone. So much stuff has been built here. And I love that you can just grab a rocket and fly around it while you're indoors. And look at this, the Zoglins are still here. That's really nice to see. I hope Cub appreciates them and doesn't think that he has to keep them just because I put them there. Aha, look at this. A way to navigate to Joe Hills' area. Just follow the signs. Oh, and he's used it for the portal. That is brilliant. So look at this. Over here in the background, the goat mother. Half of Grian's mansion. The other half has moved over to Corrales' base. And I think Joe's area stretches out in two directions. This leads away from B-dubs, and the other one ventures over to B-dubs. What have I just spotted? What is that? Like a giant frog? Let's see it. Oh my goodness me, that looks amazing. Let's plop ourselves down. That's fantastic. I love the eyes as well. I kind of feel like the tongue is an arrow. Yeah, it's pointing down. It's telling me there's something... But there's nothing down here. I feel like this would just make such an amazing entrance to some sort of base or farm. So going back over in this direction, I really like what Joe's done here with spreading out these crops over the surrounding area. I feel like that's a great way to take a lot of the landscape and give it a sense of purpose, and it makes you feel like this build here in the middle is the farmhouse that looks over all of these fields. It is so cool. Now this bit right here, is it called the Brandenburg Gate? I think that's what it's called, and it has horses on top of it, right? But it's got literal Minecraft horses, not statues. I love Joe's sense of humor. That's one thing that you can't see about Joe when you tour the world, is his sense of humor. Well, actually, no, you can, because of the horses, right? Oh, you know what I mean. So from there, this leads into B-Dub's area, master builder, who has been just doing all kinds of gorgeous builds with beautiful pathways and lush scenery, all tied together with a backdrop. So whenever you're in this area, what do you see off in the distance? Well, it's this handmade terrain, which is just phenomenal, and then building a castle on it just so it looks good from the distance. Now, just about everywhere you walk in this place, like every view is just stunning, but like this is it right here. The fog is occluding the build slightly, and it just gives you that sense of depth and scale that is just remarkable. If you watched Grian's top 10 bases of Hermitcraft lists, B-Dubs was number 1, and I don't think anyone on this server would disagree. Like, if anyone could win Hermitcraft in a season, I think B-Dubs has done it. Just the level of building here is phenomenal, isn't it? And he's even now developing this side. Look at all this custom terrain, all hand placed. I'm gonna go over here, and I'm gonna be naughty. I'm gonna break a block. Aha, look at this, look at this. It's like a secret world down here. Now I got that song in my head. Look at that, wow. What a sight. So to give you a sense of that closeness again, we got B-Dubs' village, Joe's fields, and then this is where the goat mother is, the goat bay. I think everything is pretty much goat named in some way or another. And there is not actually too much to see in this area, as Doc's the kind of player who, you know, does projects and crazy redstone stuff all over the place. We just fly off in this direction, yeah. I think this right here is another one of Doc's builds. And I'm going to do my very best to not set off a trap. Can you see how there are blazes? I hope by being here I don't set it off. But yes, some incredible things have happened here this season. And this room is rigged, so I'm gonna back out of here gracefully. So to give you a sense of proximity, this is of course the back end of the shopping area, and this right here is Jevin's base, and I am sure that I've been here before in my videos talking about it, and it's changed since. I think Jevin has rebuilt this base several times, and I can empathize with that, because when you do these kind of shapely structures that float out in the open, it's difficult to get it right, and you're building on a large scale, and so you can see a lot of effort has been put into this. I'm also quite the fan of sort of in the ocean big shapely bases with loads of farms shoved in them. There's a few of us hermits, you know, myself included, that have done that over the years, and this is just another great example of it all. What I will say though is it doesn't feel like it's got a lot of Jevin's projects in. I think he plays somewhere else on the server as well. If we fly underneath, we can see there's a few things going on down here, and then there's this like underwater space. And I don't think this is a farm, because there's wither roses, right? So yeah, I'm not sure where else he's been playing this season. Right next door we have Impulse, who had actually built like a really large part of his base up top and then ripped it all out in the sake of doing something different. Building on a big scale is always tricky, right? If you want to make a change, it's going to be a big change. Anyway, I love what he's done here. This is all quartz, right? Which must have been an absolute grind with those villagers. I'm guessing that's the way that he's been getting all of this quartz. And I've got to say, I'm getting a bit of a sense of like deja vu. Did I actually do a tour earlier in the season? Oh my goodness me, I'm under attack. Oh, Minecraft PvE, so intense. Oh, we almost died. Okay. Okay, no we didn't. That guy likes melons, right? Speaking of, you know, big shapely bases with loads of farms stuffed inside of them, if that is your cup of tea, then Impulse, you know, is clearly going all out with that style of play. Look at this. The walls are literally farms. the walls are actually farms. That is incredible. Oh, and is this right here Grian's secret base? Like, there was probably a wall here. And Grian went and built, you know, an entire base just snuck in the corner of Impulse's area. Brilliant. Now, with these big and bold, crazy bases and build, this next one has the most inconspicuous entrance ever. It's literally just an iron door in the side of a hill. And that base is none other than Zlath's, and he's filled it with loads of just wacky, wonderful redstone contraptions, which, you know, I'll probably break if I try and interact with anything here, but there is just so much quirkiness going on. It is wonderful. And we built a brewer. You know, we built the ultimate mega brewer that brews everything, but I feel like we've been outdone by Zlath down here, who's built a brewery computer. And again, I'm not going to press anything in fear of breaking it, but it has me falling in the ground. Okay, let's take a step over here. It has a bunch of options that you can activate with redstone. I think it warns you if you're picking something that doesn't work with glowstone, which, yeah, look, all three of those don't. That's so clever. That's so clever right there. And then you got modifiers and whatnot. Anyway, the amazing thing about this is that the ingredients actually shoot out from the side and then land here and go in, and then you can brew up your potions. And that is just some next level Minecraft. Anyways, if you want to get a sense for Zlath and all of his contraptions... Oh, I did it wrong! Oh, it's going to be so amazing. So if you want to see more of these wonderful redstone contraptions, you should definitely go check out his videos. I've tried that so many times. I just can't land it. So down the coast from Impulse and over there, Zlath's door, we have Vintage Beef off in this area. We probably saw this very early on in the season. He's since moved over to his Free Foxes Island, which we were actually at a couple of episodes back. I can't remember why. Were we there to drop something off or to check something out? Anyway, this is his sandstone village over here, which I love. Loads of little buildings, tons of details. I love the colour added here. And then you got this lovely, gorgeous mansion over the back here. And I believe this is the place where Beef conducts his business, right? And has his meetings with some of the other hermits. Oh, the details, man. This is something I don't have in my game. That is a really great way of doing a tap. You know what that is? That's just an armor stand, right? That's pretty ingenious. And do you know what? Unless this is the room right here, I can't actually locate, you know, the place where he conducts his business, so probably a little bit of a secret, I don't know. Anyway, behind Beef's area is Corralis's, so you know we're kind of close to home. And there it is off in the distance, Wells Knight's stunning build, which he brought to the season kind of late on. And I think since then he stopped playing again, so it's a shame to not see this place really evolve. But he found a fantastic build style with a great combination of blocks. I think the bone blocks on the edge there work really well. And there's actually nothing inside of here. Well, I believe that over there was the proper entrance, as around here there's just minecarts, you know. I actually really love this build style. It's so good. It's a shame Wells has only been on the server for a short amount of time. As this scaled up, you know, this would be really something special. But this build style right here, absolutely gorgeous. So, this place looks familiar, right? Well, just behind it we have our neighbor Ephos, who's been building really kind of crazy this season. Like, it started out with this idea of deliberately building wacky and ugly, and that is what this part right here kind of represents, you know, just an absolute jumble of blocks. But then things really start to find their form in here. And how are you actually supposed to properly walk into this base? This is just a dead end. Yeah, inside of here you can see Ephos just hit a stride with building and putting llamas going around on minecarts. But what's really unique about this is it's kind of like not indoors and not outdoors. It's like a mixture of both, and it's all about being in the middle of it as opposed to seeing it from the outside. Either way, the use of color here, the shapes, everything is just ambitious, yet it really works. It's one of my favorites over here. But I will say, if Ephos wants to take this to the next level, if he can do what he did on the inside, on the outside, then all of this structure that could potentially be built would be of very much interest. Look at the color use here. It's so bold and ambitious. I really do love this. In fact, that is just kind of like one of the things I love most about Minecraft. I always get really excited when you see what someone else has done in the game, because there's basically endless possibilities, right? And seeing how people use all the things that are in the game and put them together differently, that is the magic. Anyway, it is time for us to head across the desert to a cluster of bases. These are the last ones, and they're all in the same area. You want to know what I'm a fan of? I'm a fan of biome building, and over here, I believe that some of this might not have actually been a desert, and they're more so, what's this going on? Like, the entire area has been covered in blackstone, and it's absolutely epic. This is Rendog's base, his Star Wars themed base. That is a parked TIE fighter, I believe, or maybe it's the TIE bomber. Yeah, I think that's the TIE bomber, right? And then there's this tower right here, which I think is Darth Vader's base, although I don't know from which Star Wars movie or show that one in particular is from, but love the Star Wars theme going on over here, and the amount of work put into this is just incredible. The lava lakes, I mean, that in itself must have taken quite a lot of time to pick all that stuff up from the Nether and then park it down over here, and to cover it all in blackstone. Oh, just amazing. And then right next door in the jungle, we have Stress Monster's base, and I love this. There are all sorts of really interesting and cute builds plopped down all over the place. We've got the floating castle, the giant skull, we've got a butterfly over there. I think it's a butterfly. And earlier in the season, we actually visited this place to drop off some supplies for potion making. And I know a lot of you have been leaving comments saying that I'm going to put Stress Monster out of business with the potion brewer. I mean, that is true, but I'm not charging anyone for it, right? I just want to give away potions to the hermits for free on, you know, a large scale. By the way, that is so good. The banners really make that work. That is so good. Who made this? Looky at my bookie. I bet this was Corrales. There you go. Corrales, yeah. You know, I had a feeling it wasn't built by Stress because there was this lectern here. So yes, this place is extremely cool. I love the nether portal as well. And you can see some of the other bases is here as well. So we'll quickly go past Iskall's tree, as we've actually been here several times throughout the season. And I've got to say, you know, he's still got a lot of bushes to place. But I think one of the things he could get away with doing here is just putting them mostly on the underside and maybe not building up this like top dome area very much. You see, when I was approaching a moment ago from this angle, like from here it looks really fantastic. And I know he's got a huge grind ahead of him, but I think if he finishes placing at least on the underside here, it's going to look real good by the time it's finished. Now, Scar's area, again, another one I visited a lot. There is just so much going on here. The amount of detail is truly astonishing, and I believe his builds now extend off into the distance. Yeah, check this out. Wow. The Big Dig. That's what this area is known as. Love what he's doing here. Reminds me a bit of Area 77 from last season. Really cool stuff going on. I mean, just there are things everywhere. What is that? I don't even know, but it looks cool. It's connected to all of these. And one of the best views is just checking out how it goes down to the Nether, and you've got all these Nether textures here creeping up the walls. Scar is a master. You know that. You know that already. And next door there is Mumbo, and we've been here quite a few times because of the brewer being nearby. I've been flying over, pointing out that his base is close by, and I love what he's done here. These structures on the outside are just massive and crazy. And I'm pretty sure there's like a lot more to his base than just this build, probably hidden away underneath, but I have no idea how to get down there. Ah, this is it. Okay, so you just come through the portals, and then you got the down here area. This just looks like a mini Iskall hanging out. Yeah, just a big old storage area, probably automated, knowing Mumbo. This is rather odd. It's like pushing me up a little bit over time. Well, I've never seen something like that happen before. What is this thing? Jeez. So last but not least is Grian's mansion. This thing is just humongous, right? And I don't think I've actually been inside of this build in this season. I've seen it in his videos, so I feel like I know it well. And I like how the back's turned out. Obviously a lot of transforming to do down here, but this being plain isn't actually so bad. I think it's pretty cool. And let's go into the inside of the build this way. This is his most recent bit, I believe, is just decorating this interior. The warped textures right there are fantastic. They're really cool to build with. As you know, we've been doing a little bit of that ourselves. And this fireplace is certainly cool. We do not want to alarm this creeper. Let's take care of it. We don't want anything here blowing up. So that was just the top area behind that door. There's a whole other level to this thing, which I think is actually disconnected from the area up here. And I wanted to walk into here for a while. I think we got a map of earlier on in the season. And then definitely later on with more builds popping up. That's cool. I'm guessing there might be more coming on the other side of this hallway as well. There are loads of chest monsters in this area. And of course it is a storage area. Yeah, this spot down here looking amazing. I like the inclusion of the stone there. Kind of gives you a feel for what was here before, right? Because it was just one big mountain. And he's got some villager trading stuff going on down the bottom here. And Corralis's face. Of course, you've got to have Corralis's face in your base. Now that is all of the Hermit's bases. Obviously, we would have missed some things because there are just so many projects on this server. There's loads of farms built elsewhere in the world and of course here in the Nether. And I just wanted to shine a spotlight on what some of the other Hermits have been doing this season. So, you know, if you saw anything that catched your interest, maybe head over to their channels and check out some of the episodes that they've been making this season. It is now time for me to start work on the next episode of Hermitcraft, right? Number 101. It's a cool milestone. I hope you enjoyed this little tour video, but that's all we're going to be doing today. So if you enjoyed it, be sure to leave a like. As always, thank you for supporting this channel. And I'll see you very soon with the next episode. The next what? The next episode? Jeez. The next episode of Hermitcraft. Ciao for now. Bye-bye.